We don't think it's okay to feel. We don't think it's okay to have emotions. We're taught to go with the flow, don't be too loud, don't get angry, share your toys, be happy. And if we have any negative emotions, if we're sad, if we're crying, as a child growing up, we're taught that it's not okay to feel. So I want to offer something different, and I want to give you something really profound to think about. Hello. Emotions. Do they matter? Do our emotions matter? This is Dr. CJ Benkert. I'm continuing my discussion of my 12 core concepts. This week, we are diving into pure spirit. I believe, raise your hand if you believe this too, that we are spiritual beings living on this planet, having a physical experience. But our true essence, our true nature is spirit. Do you agree with me? If you're watching this live, give me a 1. If you're watching this after the fact, please type in a 2. Let me know that this is something that is benefiting you. I'm here to offer my love and my support. So I just wanted to talk about 5 minutes today. I just want to give you something to think about. Like, do our emotions matter? Like, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're angry, if you're resentful, do those matter? Do we pay attention to our emotions? Or were you like me, taught as a child, be happy, smile? Just like, look at what happens when you put a camera in front of someone. You could have like a couple that's like having a disagreement, and all of a sudden someone comes along, hey, let's take our picture. Okay, right? And we just have like this fake smile because we don't think it's okay to feel. We don't think it's okay to have emotions. We're taught to go with the flow, don't be too loud, don't get angry, share your toys, be happy. And if we have any negative emotions, if we're sad, if we're crying, as a child growing up, we're taught that it's not okay to feel. So I want to offer something different, and I want to give you something really profound to think about. So back up, maybe let's say 15, 20 years ago, I was at a huge chiropractic conference in Las Vegas. It's called Parker Seminars. It's one of the largest chiropractic seminars in the world. There's thousands of chiropractors that go to this training. Used to be every January in Las Vegas. And one of my main spiritual mentors, and you've probably heard me talk about him before, Dr. Wayne Dyer, was there. And I was like, wow, this is so amazing. I get to like listen to Dr. Dyer in person and like meet him and connect with him because I had been reading his books. My mom read his first book when I was a young child, The Erroneous Zones. He's been a huge factor in my spiritual journey. Anyway, long story short, I was there in this big, huge room, like 5,000 chiropractors, listening to Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he recommended a book to me on that stage. And I actually met him in person at his booth and connected with him. And the book that he recommended to me, and this was a good 15, 20 years ago, was called Power versus Force with Dr. David Hawkins. Power versus Force with Dr. David Hawkins. The book changed my life. It absolutely changed my life. I was a chiropractor at the time. I was actually doing a lot of muscle testing in my practice, testing people using muscle testing to see if there was something wrong in the joint, if something needed to be adjusted. You can actually put like sugar on your body and every muscle in your body weakens. Try it. So just take an arm straight out and just have someone kind of push down just with 2 fingers, because you can always overpower somebody, right? So just 2 fingers, just push down. You're strong. And then I want you to take a cup of sugar and hold it next to you and bring your arm out again. And I promise you 100%, I don't care how big the guy is, I don't care how strong they are, that you are now with sugar close to their body, they are now going to weaken. So I did a lot of muscle testing in my practice. I feel now that there's some subjectivity to it, but this book was written by a doctor, a psychiatrist, and it's called Power versus Force. And through muscle testing, they've been able to quantify what's called the map of consciousness. So we actually know for a fact that we vibrate at a certain energy, right? It's all about frequency. It's all about frequency. If anything you know about what I teach, it's about vibration, frequency. And the truth of the matter is, this book changed my life because I learned about emotions. And I learned that when I'm feeling something, it's creating me to vibrate at a particular frequency. So there's two things about emotions that I wanted to share with you and just give you something to think about for today, to empower you and to help you make your life better. So two things are emotions. Emotions can be used in two very powerful ways. The first powerful way is what I learned from this book, that when you are in a lower vibration, and they've mapped out these levels using scientific studies, and you can get his book, Power versus Force, and you can look at how they mapped out that there is a frequency somewhere between 0 and the very highest is 1,000. 0 is the very lowest frequency, and it also is related to the very lowest emotion. And that lowest emotion, which registers at 20, is shame. And then from there we go up to guilt, apathy, grief. Fear is 100. And then you go all the way up through the levels of emotions. And see, here we have Power versus Force. On the right-hand side, we have, on the right-hand side, left-hand side, we have the lower forces, 200 and below, are considered destructive energies. And as soon as you hit 200, because 200 is courage, now you can take some action. 200 above is considered more positive energy, creative energy. So they've done scientific studies to map out these emotions from 0 to 1,000. And people like Jesus map out at 1,000. Saint Teresa, 1,000. So saints and people that have evolved and awakened, they vibrate at a very high level, because the high level is considered, love is 500, peace is 600, joy is 540. Now, the truth is that we're not always at complete enlightenment, right? And if you're not Jesus, you probably haven't hit 1,000. But are there times that we're in true love? Yeah, 500. And then are there times when maybe our bank balance is low, and boom, we go into fear. We drop down into a low vibration, 100, fear. And then what's the next thing above fear? Anger. So this is just a really cool way to look at your emotions and be able to use it in two powerful ways. The first powerful way is our emotions are indicators. Listen, this is super important. This changed my life. Your emotions are indicators, and they're meant to show you if you're on the right path. So anytime you're experiencing a negative emotion like fear or anger or frustration, it's because the way that you're feeling and how you're thinking and how you're acting is not congruent with who you really are, your true higher self, your true inner self. I believe that our true inner self is 1,000. We're enlightened. We come from love. Love connects us. We are pure love, and we're here to learn how to love and how to go up on that scale. So the first thing is, if you're not in a place where you want to be, that is a beautiful indicator to show you, oh, I'm off track. I'm feeling anger. Why am I feeling anger? Oh, because my son pissed me off this morning, and I'm judging him, and I'm not coming from a place of love and understanding and unconditional. And so I'm feeling this negative emotion because I'm judging him, and that's not in line with who I really am. So the first thing is, emotions can give you, it's like a GPS system. It can tell you, are you on track? Are you living in alignment with who you really are? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you filling yourself up? Or are you just operating from fear? Are you operating from these lower levels? And so emotions are an amazing way to just touch base with yourself on a minute by minute, second by second basis and say, hey, am I doing the right things? Like maybe you're on the computer. I'm a business owner. Maybe I'm on the computer like doing payroll and I'm feeling all frustrated. I'm feeling frustrated because that's probably not the best use of my time is to do payroll. Would it be better to probably delegate someone else to do that? Yes. So emotions are a great way to just kind of show you if you're on the right path. If there's things in your life that you can change and improve, your emotions will show you that. The second thing with emotions is that it's important to look at this chart. I posted it on my Facebook page. You can just Google map of consciousness. This is straight from Dr. Hawkins' book. I highly recommend buying his book. You can get it online on Amazon, Power versus Force. Dr. Wayne Dyer recommended this book to me. It absolutely changed my life. It goes through all the emotions. It goes through the frequency levels, and then it gives you practical steps on how to, if you're in fear, maybe you can't go from fear all the way up to peace. But can you go from fear to anger? Or can you go from fear to courage? Like, okay, I've got courage, I can do something. Because as soon as you get to courage, which is 200 on the consciousness level or the emotional scale, now you've empowered yourself. Now from courage, you can go up to acceptance, 350. And then from acceptance, okay, I just accept what's going on in my life right now. I'm going to change the things that I can change, which is only you. I'm going to accept the things I can't change, and I'm going to ask God for the wisdom to know the difference. So I'm just going to accept what is. Now, when I go through that acceptance, now I can go up to 500, which is love. And then from love, you can go up to joy and then peace. And then if you're like Mother Teresa or St. Francis of Assisi or probably Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I think that's why he ended up passing in 2015. I think he had reached enlightenment. And I think once you reach enlightenment or very close to that level, you've fulfilled your purpose here on this planet. You've done what you came here to do. We came here to love. We came here to make a difference. We came here to let other people know that they matter. You matter. You're important. Your life matters. You have a gift to give that no one else on this planet can give. So I just wanted to remind you today that emotions are important, that I don't want you to squash those emotions down, even though society tells us, oh, you're upset, or, oh, too bad. I don't care about how you feel. Your feelings don't matter. And then what's our self-talk inside because of how we've been brought up and what society's messages are? Oh, just get over it, CJ. Stop being a wuss. Like, stop being so sensitive. We give ourselves this negative talk and we don't make it okay to hurt. We don't make it okay to grieve. If you've lost someone in your life, if you have pain in your heart, let it out. Take the time to write about it and cry and release it. You can heal yourself. God's power, God's force, love can heal you if you just let yourself feel. So that's just a small little blip on pure spirit, who we really are, what emotions mean. Don't ignore your emotions. Look at your emotions. If you're not happy, if you have a negative emotion, look at that negative emotion and ask yourself, what does this mean? What am I doing right now? How am I living right now? What am I thinking right now? What's my self-talk right now that is creating this emotion? And what can I do to bring myself up the ladder of the emotional scale ladder? One of the most powerful things you can do, and I'll end with this, is no matter how bad anything is, look around at your life. Look at your dog laying on the floor. Look at the amazing fish in your tank. Look at the sun outside. Look at the lemon tree outside your window. Look at the rose in your yard and just have gratitude that you have the opportunity and the experience that you're alive, that you're well, that you have a body, that you have people in your life that you love and care about, that you have a roof over your head. Just look for one thing in your life to be grateful for. And I promise you, if you just look for that one thing to be grateful for, you will move up this ladder of human emotion. You will increase your vibration. And when you increase your vibration, you're going to attract other people that have that same amazing vibration. You're going to attract other people into your life that are going to love you unconditionally. You're going to attract other circumstances and experiences and abundance into your life that is in line with your emotions and how you're feeling and how you're vibrating. So vibration and frequency is everything. It's so powerful. Use it to your advantage. This is Dr. CJ Benkert, loving you, encouraging you, and motivating you to live your most amazing, purest life in body, mind, heart, and spirit. Give me a 1 if you're watching live. Give me a 2 if you're watching the recording. Let me know what you think about this, and if you've ever seen this map of consciousness, this emotional scale. I would love to hear your input and your comments in any way that I can help you or support you along this path, this of journey, this of health and just pure living. And just bottom line, we're here to have fun and experience joy and love. And if you're not experiencing that, you can change it. I promise that you have the power to make your life better. All right, everybody, have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out.